Hey, Stargazers. I have a little game I want you guys to play. So I know some of you watch my channel. Thank you. And you also watch other channels. I also know, because I watch these channels and I hear the astrologers complaining, that apparently you see or hear things on my channel that I do differently than other people. So you go back to these other astrologers and you're like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know, blah, blah, blah. How come you don't do this? And the only person who was doing it before that was me. I'm just saying. So I know what's happening. Because, I'm not a psychic, I'm an astrologer. Well, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I was thinking about this, right? So, I'm going to tell you a little story, and then I'm going to kind of get into this. So once upon a time, many years ago, I think it was like 2017, 2018, we weren't a year or two into the Trump administration. I was at a function at a public library, social stuff, to seeing people in real life, with a group of people into metaphysics and, millionaire mindset, all sort of stuff, visualizing the future. And one of the women, and so we were a mix primarily of minorities, a couple of white women, and this one Filipino woman, or the only other half Asian woman at the table. So I'd only been to a couple of these meetings, or get meetups. And it came out, and this is, like I said, we were pretty thick into the Trump administration at that point, with just all horrific things that the administration was doing. And it came out that this Filipino woman was a Trump voter. She was a Trump supporter. At which point I was so fed up with the administration, all the horrendous things that they had already done at that point. I was done. I literally slammed my hands on the table and got up and said, I will not share a table with a Trump supporter. To which this woman said, because I want to say something about that. To which this woman says, well, I was fine with you, liked me before, and now suddenly it's a problem, right? Well, here's the thing, sister. Ted Bundy was a very charming, likable guy, and I'm sure I would have liked him too until I found that he was a serial killer. I'm sure, Bernie Madoff was very charming and fine until you found out he defrauded people. So, there are things where we have lines we don't cross. And once we find out that this is a line you just crossed and I didn't know about it, we're pretty much done here. This conversation is over. So my issue with MAGA supporters and Trump supporters is that everything that they believe in and support and fight for and look for the permission to be and do are things that are literally a threat to my very existence and the existence of people that I have known, loved, respected, and want to continue to see living peacefully on this planet. As we can see with the most recent election, which is still, in flux right now, with Trump, the assumed winner, what happened not even 72 hours after this announcement, all the races came out of the freaking woodwork, and they're sending out these mass tests, to black people specifically, time to report to plantation, and this horrible media social influencer was like, oh, your body, my choice. So, and this is who they are. The old saying, you are the company you keep, right? Oh my God. So here's the thing. The thing that I appreciate most about people who are open, declarative, and broadcasting that they are MAGA or Trump people, like the weird neighbor I have up at the top of my neighborhood. We're a large percent of our neighborhood right now is Hispanic, and this guy has the mental issues that he's got to put giant pro-Trump, pro-white nationalist crap on the back of his house where you can't miss it. You have to see it driving in the neighborhood. Nobody bothers him, which, says a lot about us. But the fact that he, some people. But the thing that I like and respect about it is that when people do that, one, they're owning who they are. They're not cowards. I can't stand a coward or a liar, but especially cowards. The other is, now I know who you are. Now we know we should never cross paths, right? I don't need to support you with my time, energy, or attention. You don't need to be a part of my life in any way, shape, or form. We can avoid each other now that we know who you are, because all you got to do is look at me, and it's pretty obvious I'm probably anti-Trump, like team not MAGA, right? Because unlike the Filipino woman at this group and the Latino men that voted for Trump and a whole bunch of other confused people that have forgotten that they're not white. And if they're If they're not sure, the white nationalists are going to let you know quickly. Quickly. I've never forgotten I'm not white because those people I've grown up with never let me forget. So I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with knowing who you are. So here's the thing I want you guys to consider. When you talk to or listen to your favorite astrologers and psychics on YouTube or TikTok, wherever you're getting them, right? Make them be clear, say it out loud with your whole chest. You're either on Team MAGA and pro-Trump or you're not, right? Because this is not about politics. This is literally about racist, hateful, misogynistic. This is about culture and lifestyle. This is about what you believe in we should have as a society. We all share this real estate together. The society we live in is composed of all of us. So here's what I'm saying. If you are, in fact, a social media influencer like this, I think Rick Fuentes is this idiot who's doing this whole, your body, my choice, like that creep, right? Especially your social media influencer. If you are MAGA or Trump supporter, say it with your whole chest. Say it like you mean it. Grow a pair, buddy, and tell the world how you really feel. Tell us who you are, because you should have all the followers who are looking for someone just like you. And if you're not Team Trump and you're not pro-MAGA, right, this is a really good time because a couple of psychics have done, at least one that I know of has done this. God bless her, right? Say it with your whole chest, you freaking spineless coward. You don't get to play both sides of the fence now. You got to pick a team. Pro-Trump, not pro-Trump. Pro-MAGA, not pro-MAGA. That's pretty much what it comes down to at this point, because you as a social influencer have a tremendous amount of influence. And the fact of the matter is, we see what's going on. It's not hard to pick out the MAGA people out here, right? But if that's who you are, then be proud enough of it, have enough spine and balls to say it out loud with your whole chest. And if you're not, have enough spine and character to let people know that that's not what you support. Say it with your whole chest. So have some fun. Let's start figuring out who the astrologers and psychics out here are that are on which team, because you also deserve to follow people who are in alignment with your values, not pandering to you and the other person and everybody else because they're trying to make a buck off your back. No. Make them call themselves out and say it with their whole chest what team they're playing for, who they support, because you deserve to know who is in alignment with your values. Okay? So that's my little gift for you while we're going through all these changes. Everybody needs to get real clear here, and this is the end of the hypocrisy and the cowardice. Say it loud with your whole chest. Let us know who you are so we know who to follow, because you and I are in sympathetic alignment with each other.